All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, what is going on? I already forgot the whiteboard. Here we go. Off to a hot start on a Friday. We got the whiteboard. Let's see. Maybe I can just, I don't know. Hey, 843-790-3377. What's going on? Chris Phillips here, the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show. Appreciate you all tuning in. Brennan M., Todd Smith, Chris Griffin, Noah Johns, Travie, David, Sean O'Brien. What's up? Taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. And all the madness this morning, I forgot to update the whiteboard. I think this could probably still apply to today, right? Like this is a pretty solid whiteboard right there. This is a pretty solid whiteboard. So we're going to stick with that today. Either way, they're taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Happy Friday, TGIF. Brennan M says, F it Friday. F it Friday indeed. It is. Would love to hear from you guys. My prediction is out Friday, October the 1st. The first day of October, ladies and gents. Spooky season. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you all tuning in here on this Friday. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to having a damn good time with you all. Again, appreciate you all tuning in. Taking your questions, comments, calls. I'm excited. I'm fired up. We're talking Carolina football. We're talking Troy tomorrow. I'm not talking Kentucky anymore. We're talking Troy tomorrow. And I want to hear your predictions. I'm locked in. Carolina beating Troy 24-13. Which some of you are not happy with that score prediction, which is totally fine. I don't really give a damn. Not in this business to make you happy. I'm in this business to be honest with you, and the honest truth is that I think 24-13 is probably the score you're going to see happen. But either way, let's talk about it. Let's break it down again, guys. Before we get going into everything, the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they've represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item, you're not just a number, you're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. They're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. Guys, they're going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. You've been involved in any type of accident, no matter what it is, the last thing that you should be dealing with is paperwork, dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient, get effective. Again, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia, Curtis in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop. Their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com. for more information. Again, guys, they're friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. What's going on? Friday, October the 1st, 2021. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Dusty Rhodes says, say hi to me. I'm that guy. Dusty Rhodes, you're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. Tyler Gay says, love the show. Wish our fan base would chill and give Beamer time to build. It sucks to have to read some of these comments every day. Still can have the season we want. Go Cox. Sort of the, yeah, who gives a damn at this point, man? I will tell you this. I will be posting a clip this afternoon that might ruffle some feathers a little bit, no pun intended. Dakota Lee Center fight. These Trojans aren't strong enough to hold our Cox this weekend. South Carolina 27, Troy 13. I like that score prediction. I like that score. Bill Lowe, when are we getting rid of Ray Tanner? Man, haven't had a lot of Ray Tanner chatter lately. Yeah, thank you for bringing that back up. Tyler Gay says 30-7 South Carolina. Yes, I'd love that score. Trust me, I'd love that. Scotty D says South Carolina 28, Troy 10. One defensive or special team score. Could see it for sure. I mean, again, I got 24-13, so we're not that far off. Daddy O, Cox by 90, minus 80. Nick Renfro, Carolina 38, Troy 3. Carolina defense is legit, and they will show it again this weekend. My question is this. Do you really think we're 5 touchdowns better than anyone at this point? And if you do, that's great. But do you really, though? Like, do you really? And if so, why? Right? Travis Hill says, Chris, may have missed your comment, but what's your thoughts on Ellis Johnson's comments about Doty and our quarterback room? What did Ellis Johnson say? I did not see that. I thought Ellis Johnson was chilling on a lake somewhere. I don't know why he'd be talking about our quarterbacks, but whatever. Bill Lowe, 38-3 Gamecocks. Whew, I hope that happens. I'm praying that happens. I'd love to. Oops, sorry, guys. Just bumped the cord. That hurt. Hurts. When you bump the cord, it is not good. Okay, now we're good.
Hey, Chris.
I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but or if you can hear that.
Had a night to kind of digest the game. Ultimately.
Okay, now we're good. Sorry about that. I bumped the freaking phone cord and shit just went haywire. Muschamp Hackers are hard at work. Let's see. John Gibbs says 31-17 South Carolina. Travi, where's Potato Bin? I have no idea. Jacob Edwards says it'll be a miracle if we score 30 plus. Travi, sorry about that, my man. Yeah, I was getting so into it. I hit the freaking cord and it's kind of a sensitive thing. Like you literally cannot touch it. So my apologies there. Let's see. Luke RJ, 45-0 Gamecocks. He says, yeah, I'm in my dreams. Yeah, for sure. Breaking 70, what's going on? Savannah Webster says, you know why I'm here. The women start tonight. Yes, in an exhibition, Savannah. Yes, they do. You're correct. An exhibition at CLA. B Diva, I apologize. Apologies. Like I said, I got a little too excited. Hit the cord. I hit the cord. Here on a Friday, October the 1st. What's going on with you all? Taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Appreciate you all tuning in. How you feeling about the game? Again, I am locked in for the game. With my score prediction. I got the Gamecocks beating Troy 24-13. I think it's going to be uncomfortably close at times. For sure. And, is what it is. It's kind of where you are right now. Again, you're a football team that beat East Carolina by a last-second field goal. It's just where you are. Troy's better than East Carolina, in my opinion. But you're going to beat Troy. I have no concerns about that. You're going to beat Troy. Again, no concerns whatsoever. So, I think the Gamecocks, I think they do cover the 6.5, which I'd like to check the spread right now and see what that's at. But, I feel confident you'll get the W, no question. I feel confident you will get the W. How about that freaking Virginia-Miami game last night? Good Lord. I honestly feel bad for the Miami kicker. That's not a spot you want anybody to be in, missing that kick. Let's see. Rhett Godbold said, if Carolina loses tomorrow, where does that put us? In a very not fun place, Rhett. In a very not fun place. Because I know all of you will tune in on Monday. All of you will tune in and call in. Ready to burn this thing to the ground. So, not a fun place for yours truly. Won't sell many Beamer Ball shirts losing to teams like Troy, will we? So, it will, I'll tell you this. If you lose to Troy, then I will say, you know what I'll say? I'll say Vegas knew more than we gave them credit for. Because here's the thing. I said this in preseason. When that over-under came out of 3.5, I said, what scares me is Vegas, do they know something I don't? Because the only way you hit the under 3.5 is to lose to either East Carolina or Troy. It's the only way you hit that under, in my opinion, because in my opinion, you're gonna beat Vandy. Got them at home. You're gonna beat Vandy. So as long as you beat Troy, you're getting to the over. You're hitting the over. Where will that put you? Again, you'll be fighting for 4 wins. That is where it'll put you. But again, I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I think this football team is going to respond the right way. They're going to respond to adversity. This offense has been hearing all week about how bad they are. That's all they've been hearing. You're terrible. I'm not saying we're going to go out there and score 50 points, obviously, but I think we'll have a better offensive day. For whatever reason, I'm still optimistic that with Luke Doty getting more healthy, week after week, he's eventually going to come into his own. He's played pretty well to this point. So I think he'll continue to develop. I think he'll continue to get better. We know the offensive line stinks. So I hope we throw the football a lot more. I hope we throw it a lot more. I didn't think I would ever be saying that, but here we are, right? Savannah Webster says, does anybody know if the Scrimmage is televised. I'm going to go out on a limb, Savannah, and say that the women's basketball scrimmage is not televised. I don't know, though. I could be wrong. I'd say go check their Twitter. I haven't looked. I will not be there in person. I'll be going to the baseball scrimmage today at 3:45. So if you're going to be out at Founders Park, say what's up to yours truly. And I might go to that freaking, they're having the Friday before every home game, they're having the happy hour at Williams-Brice Stadium, 5 to 7. So thinking I'm going to go out to that, actually. I think that'll be a really, really good time. Why not? Why not? Let's see. Tyler Reed says, I'm thinking somewhere in the ballpark of 27-10 Gamecocks. I believe the aggressiveness and legitimacy of the Troy defense when I see it. Hard for me to have any judgment of them with games against the likes of ULM and Southern Miss. I think our defense or special teams will come up big tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, again, I've got 24-13. You got 27-10. I think that's very, very fair. I do think South Carolina covers the 6.5. I think that's the no-brainer line in this. The Gamecocks cover the 6.5. Breaking 70 says, stinks is a nice word. Yeah, Sean O'Brien says, did you see that Vandy UConn tickets are going for $2 a piece? Yeah, I saw $1, actually. So, I saw $1. $1. By the way, guys, real quick side note, which, wow. My guy TGI, the Gamecock Insider, he just dropped his staff picks. His staff picks for this weekend. And one of his guys is picking Troy to win the game. Wow. Let's see. By the way, guys, really quick side note. I want to say thank you to you all. I know I've been talking about it all week, but now things are official. Thank you to you all. Like I told you last week, the week prior, I feel like we're at a really cool point in the history of the business where, I mean, it literally is like, it feels like on a weekly basis, we are reaching some new milestone or we are shattering some record. And that is the case today as we sit here again Friday, October the 1st. The official numbers are in. The previous podcast download record for a month was set in December of 2020, and that record was 37.5 thousand downloads, which was a fantastic achievement and a great number. We completely destroyed that number in the month of September. Again, the previous month, this past month, the month of September, which my freaking cord is messing up again. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. The month of September shattered the record. 55,657 podcast downloads officially, guys, in the books. Again, I want to say thank you all so much to each and every single one of you that took time to tune in during the month of September and continues to tune in each and every single day. Obviously, without you guys, none of that is possible. So, again, thank you. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, man. And what's really cool about it is I sat down, at the end of December last year. Again, we were having a record-setting month. I sat down at the end of December. And as we were breaking that record, I was writing down my goals for the year of 2021, right? Was writing down my goals. And one of my goals way back in January, or right at the new year, was hit 50,000 downloads in a month. And I really felt like I was like, you know what? This next football season, we're going to be able to make it happen. And so to manifest that, to, believe that, to see that, and for it to actually come to fruition is really, really cool. So again, guys, round of applause to you all. Thank you all so much. 55,657 downloads in the month of September. Just really cool, man. It's beyond words. You know what I mean? Beyond words. I mean, like I said, I've told you guys before. I remember when the show was getting 100 downloads, and I was ecstatic. So it's really awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Sven Webster, Doty definitely has hesitated on some runs that he could have made. So I'm confident he'll only be better from here. Yeah, you just keep hoping he's going to be closer to 100%. We desperately need his athleticism. Bill Lowe says, where can we buy Beamer Ball hats? TSUS.store. TSUS.store. That is the online store. That is the site. Tyler Gay, do you think the bigger problem is our O-line blocking or our back's vision and hitting the wrong hole? Listen, it's all a problem. All of it. and I've got a clip, like I said, coming out around 2 o'clock or so, as soon as we get off on here. Got a clip coming out on social media. Everybody has spent all week, and I touched on this yesterday at the end of yesterday's show, but I'll say it again. Everybody spent all week coming down on Marcus Satterfield, Greg Atkins, and the coaching staff. And that's totally fine, guys. Those guys are paid hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, right, to coach football, right? They should be held accountable, no question. But to look at South Carolina's offensive issues this season and to think you can pinpoint it on one thing is ignorant to me. It's lunacy to me. Yes, Marcus Satterfield's got to be better. Greg Atkins has certainly got to be better, or he won't be here next year. But damn it, personnel and execution, that's what I want to see tomorrow. Like, dude, shut up about play calling. I don't want to hear it anymore. Obviously, we're going to be keeping a close eye. What adjustments does Marcus Satterfield make? But more than anything, I want to see players go execute. I want to see players go make plays. You're on scholarship to make plays. Hey, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, I don't give a damn what the call is. Run at the middle, get 3 feet. Get 3 feet. 4th down, you call a great play, hits you in the chest, he drops it. Make the play. Make the play. That's it. Go earn your scholarship. You're on scholarship to make these plays. Again, to blame it on one thing, I think, is just, Gamecock fans in general, they just want something to blame. They want something to blame, right? They need it. Fans need it. Fans need it. I see this more often than not in baseball season than anything. Sometimes in the game of baseball, sometimes in sports, guys, the other man's just better than you, or he has a better night than you, and you just tip your cap. You don't need to blame a coach. You don't even need to blame a player. They're just better than you. That's how I looked at the Georgia game. So fans need to blame something. I get it. I get it. But putting all the blame and put blame on Satterfield, he's got to be better. No question. But everyone has to be better. It's not just him. Do you think they spend all preseason and all fall camp coaching these guys to get shut out in the first half? Do you think they spent all fall camp coaching offensive linemen to miss assignments and not open holes? I can assure you they don't. I can assure you they don't. Some of the shit our offensive line has done. I mean, listen, Greg Atkins might not be some elite offensive line coach, but I find it hard to believe he's an offensive line coach at the college level making the money he's making that don't know anything about offensive line. So players have got, listen, coaches lose games. Players win them. Players have got to go play. Players have got to make plays. End of the day, if South Carolina loses to Troy tomorrow, it won't be because of coaching. It'll be because of players. Bottom line, end of story. It will be because of players. We should be able to go out there with no coach tomorrow and beat Troy. We should. We really should. Listen, I know coaching's important. That's why they get paid so much money. I totally get it. Like, I'm obviously, we changed coaches for a reason because we all believe that coaching's important. But at some point, man, players have got to make plays. That's it. Players have to make plays. So, when you get the opportunity to make a play, make a play. Hey, what nobody's talking about, I feel like, what if Jalen Brooks makes that catch and he makes that play? What if that was the play that could have changed the entire momentum? It's like the little things all add up. And at the end of the day, bad football teams or bad teams, no matter the sport, they don't do enough little things well enough to win at the end of the game. That is the difference. That is the difference. So go make plays. That's it. Everybody in that offensive room's got to get better. Simply put, it's not just Marcus Satterfield. It's not just him, man. They've all got to be better. That's why, again, you're not going to hear me kick and scream about Marcus Satterfield 4 games in. Does he have the players? Does he have the players to go out and make the plays? Does he have those guys? I don't know that he does.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, Jesse. Whoops, sorry about that. Freaking cords giving me problems today. Yes, Jesse. Giggity. Giggity indeed. Hey, taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. How about the Braves? How about them Bravos, though? How about them? Yes. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Let's go. How about the Bravos? Yes. Clinch the East. Love that. Loved it. Without Soroka, without Acuna. Bro, and I'll tell you this. Again, fans are so funny because, I remember seeing early in the season, people were like, Braves should just sell. The season's over. They're terrible. Then they won the division. It's like, hey, baseball is a long season, folks. This is really important, by the way. There we go. It's still, I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's going on right now. Technical issues on a Friday. You have to love. Have to love. Have to love it. That's the problem. There we go. God almighty. Muschamp hackers at it again. I started talking Clayton White in defense. He didn't like that. Let's see. Cody Sharp, uni combo this weekend. I honestly have no idea, my friend. I haven't heard anything. Luke RJ, I'm sorry. You think I'm hearing it too. I'm hearing it also. My bad. Brack, I'm leaving the wire alone. Brack said he'd pay for me to I won't touch it again, I swear. I won't touch it again, I swear. I don't know what to do with my hands. Phil, what's going on, my guy? By the way, if you're in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel. I apologize, guys. Brendan M says he was tuning in a little bit for taking a physics exam. Brendan, if you're still in here, good luck with your exam. Gamecock 68 says, I believe our defense scores 2 touchdowns, and Kevin Harris scores a touchdown. Luke Doty throws one. 28-20. The Gamecocks get the W. With 2 defensive touchdowns, we win 28-20. Woo! God. Is that what it's going to take? John Kruger says, without Ronald Acuna Jr. for 50% of the season, without Zuna for 80%, without Soroka for the whole season. Yeah, it's crazy. Braves, man. Braves getting it done. Tommy Wallace says, fans need to let Beamer coach. I used to try and help Lou Holtz coach from the stands. All it done was raise my blood pressure. Give Beamer time. Andy says, I hope we're reevaluating our quarterbacks on scholarship. I feel we have a few that shouldn't be there, being as our best options are a GA and an X-wide receiver. Well, Luke Doty came in as a quarterback, bro. To call him an X-wide receiver, that was a total disgraceful move by the previous regime. He's a quarterback. James Kendall, hey, Growing Pains, your setup's gotten so much better this last month with the phone call tech and the mic. Yeah, we're still working through it. Still trying to smooth it out. But it has been much better, by the way. It has been much better. So, again, I'd love for you guys to call in, 843-790-3377. Matthew Jacob, what do you think of adding a fullback and more tight end routes? I like it. Get the ball to the tight end. They're too good of players to not use the tight ends. Too good of players to not use them. Let's see. Savannah Webster, we have a big group going to support the girls in Gainesville in January. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. In case you were wondering, nobody asked, but in case you were wondering, was debating on going in the game tomorrow. Yours truly will be there, though. Got offered a free ticket, and I'm like, you know what? I think my audience wants me there. Let's go. All right, let's jump to the phone line.
Call from
Robbie Davis.
Robbie, what's going on, man? How are you? Robbie going once. Robbie going twice.
Hey.
Yo, what's up, Robbie? Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Hello?
Robbie, can you hear me, Robbie?
Hello?
Robbie.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Robbie. Yes. Oh, my God. Are the Muschamp hackers infiltrating the phone lines? What is going on? There's no way he should not have been able to hear me. There's no way. Right? Yeah. Yeah, there's no way. Call back in, Robbie. Hey, Robbie, call back in. I don't know what the hell happened. Call back in. Insanity. Let's see. Jay, it's on the players. Luke has to make his throws. I agree with you, Jay, but I feel like Luke Doty is the least of the problems at this point. All right, let's try this again.
call from
Robbie Davis.
Hey, yo, Robbie, can you hear me? Come on, give me a break. Robbie, Jesus Christ.
Hello?
Robbie. How can he not hear me? How can he not hear me? This makes no sense.
This is insane.
Robbie! Damn it, Robbie. Like, what is going on? Damn it, Robbie. Just text it, Robbie. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Mondays and Fridays is when shit hits the fan. Rest of the week, we're fine. But I swear, Mondays and Fridays, it just mind of its own. Eric Fryer says, white, garnet, white. Is that official, Eric? Don't tempt me to put out a graphic because I'll do it. You know I like putting out those graphics. I will do it. I'm surprised the video I put up earlier today didn't get more love, by the way. When I said, and obviously we got the whiteboard. Not the first weekend. Not the first weekend in Columbia, South Carolina that it's been a bad weekend to be a Trojan. And it certainly won't be the last. Certainly won't be the last. I have no idea. No idea. Hold on, Eric. Now you're saying white, garnet, garnet. I thought you just said white, garnet, white. Oh no, you did say white, garnet, garnet. Oh, God, I misread it. Wow, white, garnet, garnet. White, garnet, garnet. Okay. By the way, could you guys hear Robbie? Could you guys hear? You could hear Robbie, correct? I don't know why he couldn't hear me. I have no idea. No clue. Tommy Wallace says, taking my grandson to his first Carolina football game tomorrow. I hope it hooks him for life. By the way, guys, TSUS tailgate. TSUS tailgate at Seawells. Spots 93 to 96. Would love to have you guys come out. I should say the TSUS / Big Cock Club tailgate. Now, Brock Creekmore says, this team hasn't earned the right to wear all garnet. Brock, get that shit out of here, man. Come on, dude. I mean, give me a break, bro. Come on. Enough. That's silly. That's silliness. Run it back, Robbie. Run it back, Robbie. Luke RJ, would you take a last-second field goal to win against Troy right now? So it's either take a last-second field goal or just roll with who knows what might happen? I'm going to roll the dice, man. I think we can. We're going to win by more than a field goal. No, I'm not settling for a field goal win. No. Let's see. Jay says he may be the least of our problems, but missed throws that would have led to touchdowns, especially in Kentucky game 1 in Georgia as well. I mean, he's going to miss throws, Jay. He's not a perfect player. He's going to miss some throws. But, I mean, there are much bigger issues in my mind. Much bigger issues. John Kruger, the rumor is right now, White, Garnett. White, Garnett. That's the rumor. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Our local Big Cock Club TDC insider, Eric Fryer on the call. White, Garnett is what we are hearing. Local insider on the call. James Kendall says, bring in the son tomorrow. He's very intrigued with Daddy's quote-unquote podcast guy and always likes seeing you. James, let's go. We should be out there, by the way, I'd say about 11. 11 o'clock we'll be out there. 11 o'clock we'll be out there. So spots 93 to 96, and I'll keep you guys updated on social media, by the way, when we get there. Robbie Davis texts in, what do you think has to happen in order for the panicked Gamecock fans not to the panic button? South Carolina 31, Troy 17. Do you want me to try and call it again? Yes. Robbie, one more time. Third time's a charm. Let's see. Nick Renfro, these players are on the right to wear Big Game Garnet when they commit and step on the practice field. I mean, come on. I think Big Game Garnet or just that combo needs to come back anyways. Bro, you're 2-2. You haven't done anything egregious this season to say you haven't earned the right to wear it. It's like, come on, man. Like, all right, let's try this one more time.
Call from
Robbie Davis.
Robbie Davis, I swear to God, if you can't hear me. It's got to be Robbie's phone. I'm going to blame it on Robbie.
Hello?
I'm blaming this on Robbie.
I can't hear.
Robbie,
Hold on.
I've got to blame this on Robbie. I'm sorry, Robbie, but I'm blaming it on you. There's no reason why he couldn't be able to hear me. None. Hey, Robbie Davis, it's not your day. Today is not your day, Robbie. Love you, Robbie, but it's not your day. Jesse Jacobs, Chris heard your podcast. Anyone who thinks you're in this for something else is wild. You do nothing but Gamecocks literally all day. LOL, keep it up. And so Jesse, so to what Jesse's talking about, and I didn't want to bring attention to it, but whatever. It's Friday, right? As Brendan M says, cover your kids' ears. Let's see if this call works.
Call from
Nick.
Nick, what's going on, my man? How are you? Nobody? What is going on?
Hello?
What is going on?
Hello?
I can hear them perfectly fine.
Can't hear you.
Can hear them perfectly fine.
I'm just checking.
Can hear them perfectly fine. I mean, I don't want to touch the cord again because, yeah. Bro, iPhone 15, dude. Like this, the iOS is just absurd, bro. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to hear me though. Like that's what I'm confused about. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to hear me. I don't know. Anyways, getting back to, here's what we'll do. I'll tell you guys this story. We'll take a break. I'll play with this cord, and then we'll come back. You guys won't be able to hear. Yeah, you guys won't be able to hear the cord nonsense. Anyways, so Jesse Jacobs brings up the point, and I'll tell you guys this story. I didn't even want to bring light to it, but I guess I will again on a Cover Your Kids' Ears, Fuck It Friday. So out of nowhere, right? Because I made the point on Wednesday's show that it always makes me laugh and chuckle. This is everyday life. It's not just about Carolina sports. It makes me chuckle and laugh, though, when, like, I mean, I get paid to put opinions on the internet, and I put thousands of them out there. And so sometimes you're going to put out opinions that are unpopular or don't go over, whatever. We all get it. So I always laugh and chuckle when people, though, like we all know those people on Facebook, right? They just overshare to an insane degree. And so I made the point of, like, there are people out there, you're putting out these absurd, ridiculous takes, and, like, you don't even have to. It just kind of makes me chuckle, laugh, whatever. Just kind of picking at people for all the fire beamer talk, which, nuts. Keep it to yourself. Anyways, a couple days ago, had a guy tweet at us and say, hey, I like listening to your show, but I'm curious, are you actually a Carolina fan? Or are you in it for the money? He says, you always refer to the Gamecocks as like the Gamecocks or your team. Or he's like, you're not saying we and are enough. First thing, to think anyone would get into creating a podcast or sports media for the money is a very funny joke. Very funny joke. Okay? Very funny joke. Second thing, there is just no, I mean, it's again, this is why I didn't want to address it because it's so silly. Look at the body of work. Look at everything that we've gone through. Like, nobody chooses this life, okay? And I don't mean that in like a negative, derogatory way, but you're a Gamecock, it's in your blood. You're stuck with it for life, okay? I've been a fan since I was like 11 years old, 12 years old, whatever. Grandfather got me into it. I wear his ring. He got me into it. No, Jesse, it's fine. It's a funny story. But, yeah, just had a guy insinuate, are you a real fan? It's like, I tell you what, dude, I believe since the jump, be real with it. Be real with it. What you see is what you get. This ain't an act. It's not a facade. So, for anyone to insinuate or think otherwise is pretty funny. By the way, somebody said switch to an Android. I would literally rather, I don't know what I'd rather do. I'd rather shave my beard off than switch to an Android. No joke. No joke. So, yeah. But yeah, anyways, just funny. People trying to bring up on Twitter, are you a real fan? It's like, bro, there's just no way I could go through what I mean, dude, I'm living and breathing South Carolina athletics. Do you realize that? Like, we live it and we breathe it. It's nothing but diehards here. Hell, we make content for the diehard, right? There's no way you can have the passion that yours truly presents without being a diehard. Again, I don't know that the guy really even meant any harm, behind it. But I was like, I'm not going to respond to this on social media because it's just like, dude, I will let my body of work speak for itself. I think the guy's cool. I think he's a listener to the podcast. Hey, I'll let the body of work speak for itself. But it just kind of is funny to me. Like, I can listen. We've gotten to a great point in business, and we're gaining new partners and new sponsors. And yes, as the business has grown. And and I'll be very transparent with you all, as the business has grown and as we're shattering records and we're growing and we're growing and we're growing and we're growing, yes, the financial side of the business has gotten better. Guys, newsflash, it takes money to run a business, right? But to insinuate that anyone is sitting there like, what business should I start? What business should I start? And they're like, you know what I could get really wealthy off of? Starting a podcast around the college sports team. You know, I mean, come on, man. I did this thing for 2.5 years before I even made a cent off of it. So, first full year as a business owner, doing TSUS full time was COVID. If it was about the money, guys, I would have bailed long ago. But it's not. It's not. I get to wake up. I'm fulfilled. I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. And again, I thank you all because without you all, I wouldn't be able to do that. So thank you. Thank you. But I can assure you, no one is starting a podcast around a sports team to get rich, to get like wealthy. You know what I mean? It can happen. It can certainly happen. And hey, as the business has grown, gotten better, so has the financial side. But when you're an entrepreneur and you're doing something you're really passionate about, if the money is the leading driving force, you will not succeed. You will not get there. And you'll never be fulfilled because you can always get more money. You can't get enough. You know what I mean? You'll never be fulfilled. You can never get enough. That's in any walk of life. If you're just doing it for the money, you'll be miserable. I got friends that make well over 6 figures, rolling in cash, that are miserable. They're miserable. And again, we're getting way off topic of South Carolina sports, but just on that note, bro, they're miserable. So, the money, all the money is the gas that goes in the tank that makes the TSUS vehicle go. That's what it is. So, anyways, I got off on a little rant there. Guys, again, continue to take your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. We're going to go to a break. I'm going to try to play with the cord and figure this out over the next 5 minutes. So, you guys sit back, relax, maybe pour yourself a cold Busch Latte if you're a Lance player. Do whatever you got to do because it's Friday. And it's the first day of October, guys. It's spooky season. It's kind of cuffing season, too. Find you a good one. It's cuffing season. Got to have somebody to watch scary movies with. Hold tight this month. Then we get into Thanksgiving. Then we got Christmas. Oh, man. Cuffing season for sure. All right, hey. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, we're back. 843-790-3377. Okay, I've played with the cord. Somebody wants to call in. We'll try it out. I see we're having a big Android Apple debate in the comments. Let's see. Pour that cold Busch latte out. Luke RJ says, I'll always be a fan of the Spurs Up Show on the Daily Crow. A1 day one during the Beamer era. Yes, sir. Going to be fun in a couple of years, and we're doing the Daily Crow live from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, SEC Championship Week. That's the dream. All right, let's try this again.
Call from
Robbie Davis.
Robbie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, there's Robbie. Let's go. What's going on, Robbie?
Hey,
Jeez, thank goodness.
I'll tell you what. What do you say? What do you say we blame this on the Clemson fans? Let's blame it on the Clemson fans.
Clemson fans,
Blame it on
Muschamp,
the Clemson
Packers,
fans.
Dabo, whoever. Blame it on somebody.
Let's blame it on them. Let's
Blame
not
it on Potato.
you. Why
Blame it on
you throwing-
Potato.
Why are you throwing me under the bus?
Blame it on Potato.
You threw me under the
Sorry.
bus.
Well, Robbie, I'd
Why'd you
rather
throw me under the bus?
blame you than I, my friend. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. No big deal.
Glad we got you through,
Having
Robbie.
some
What's going
fun.
on, my man? How are you?
I'm doing great. I think I just everything that's been going on,
Mhm.
like people are like losing their minds over Satterfield, and I think it's crazy because they keep forgetting that none of these coaches, none of them, have experience coaching in the Power Five.
That is a fact. You make
You know what I mean?
that's Marcus Satterfield's first ever SEC game calling a play.
Including Beamer.
Yeah.
Including Beamer. He don't even have experience coaching in the Power Five.
Yeah.
Not being a head coach, no.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you got to learn. I look at it this way: you got to learn to crawl, and then you can learn to walk, and then you can learn to run.
Yeah.
Okay. But whenever a baby's born, they don't start running right out the womb. Okay, it doesn't happen. They
Yeah.
start crawling, and then about a year later they start walking.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. You can't do that.
Yeah. I mean,
You gotta
Robbie,
take
it's
it
like
one day at a time.
it's like the point I made on the show yesterday, man. It's like you didn't hire Shane Beamer because you thought he was going to be a great head coach in year one. I'm not saying he's a incompetent head coach right now, but
Right.
is he the best version of Shane Beamer he's going to be during his time at South Carolina? I would certainly hope not, right? So, you didn't if your sole goal was to go 9-3 this year, you wouldn't have hired Shane Beamer. You wouldn't have hired him.
Right.
You'd have hired Hugh Freeze or you'd have hired somebody else. And South Carolina doesn't
And
need
honestly,
South
I
Carolina
was
doesn't
really
need
hoping-
the short-term answer. They need the long-term answer. So,
Right. And I was whenever I heard Beamer was in the conversation to be head coach, I was like, oh, heck yes. I was like, yes. Not only would I think he'd be a great coach, I was like, he's homegrown.
yeah, of course. He's a Carolina guy.
He's from the Charleston area. I mean, I'd rather go down in the ship with a homegrown coach than some person from somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go down swinging, go down
that
swinging on
make
one of your
sense?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're going to go down swinging on one of your own guys. Yeah, I'd much rather do that than go down with a freaking Georgia guy or a Florida guy. Absolutely.
Very true. But I think, and the reason why I say that I think we're going to win 31-17 is quite simply this: our secondary has not really done. I mean, our defense has been great. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been shocked. I was like, okay, our defense should not be doing this great. But our secondary has not really shut no one down per se.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, right. No, that makes sense.
Until I see our secondary absolutely just shut a team down to where they can't move the ball while throwing it, this Troy game concerns me.
I will say this, though. I think the secondary's been certainly above my expectations. So I'm trying to put some respect on the secondary. Secondary is not what killed you last week. You give up 230 on the ground and your offense couldn't do anything. So, I hear what you're saying, though, because I still don't look at the secondary as like it's one of the best in the SEC. And, so it'll be a good test. But I'll be honest with you, man. I thought East Carolina would be a test on the outside. I thought our secondary held up beautifully. So I'm sort of starting to come around in regards to, you know what, I'm going to give Clayton White and his guys, Torian Gray, his guys, more credit than I have been. And again, I hope it doesn't burn me. But that's a valid point because Troy is a pass happy team. I think what the hope is that, they've been so bad running the ball. What the hope is you can make them one dimensional. And I mean, if you can do that, the Gamecocks have the defensive line, I think, to get after Taylor Powell and force him mistakes and force some turnovers. But that's fair. That's a fair, it's a fair concern. I'll give you that.
Yeah, and it's just we need to just the same with like all the like I said, all the coaches, they never coached in a Power 5 season till this year. So like I'm trusting in Beamer to one, he hired the people that he believes in. And until otherwise, I'm backing Shane Beamer 100%.
Yeah. I mean, let me ask you this, man. What other choice do you have? What other choice do you have? Beamer's going to be here for 5 years, bro. So if you don't like Beamer or you're just buckle up. I mean, I
love Beamer.
No, not you. I'm saying just in general. I'm saying in general, if you're someone out there that doesn't, I mean, buckle up. Again, what other choice do you have? And again, I just, it's wild to me folks want to draw conclusions after 4 games. At least give them the opportunity to make an adjustment.
The people that do that drive me insane. That's the reason why I'm getting gray hairs at 30, okay?
Fair enough.
I was like,
you and me both.
I was like, let him do his job. He's not, this is his dream job. He's not going to screw it up. He's going to do his darndest not to screw it up.
Yeah, I agree. Robbie, glad we got you through, my friend. Appreciate you, and like your prediction, 31-17. Hopefully I would take that. I'd like to see that happen. Robbie, always a pleasure to chat with you, my friend.
All right, you have a good one, all right?
You too. Great stuff. 843-790-3377. Phone lines are working, thank goodness. JT Money says, what's your prediction, Chrissy? First off, JT, don't call me Chrissy. Don't do that. Don't make that mistake. I've got 24-13. South going to get in the dub. Let's see. I love how there's a battle going on amongst the comments about Android and Apple. I'm Apple everything. I have a MacBook, I have an iPhone, I have a freaking monitor that's Apple. I don't feel like I could do my business off an Android. If you want an Android, cool. But I will tell you this: when I text someone for the first time and that green bubble pops up, I honestly question if they're like a real human being. I'm like, is this person valid? Are they legit? So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Brock Creekmore says, I think our butt hurt comes from seeing programs like Arkansas getting good out of nowhere with a new head coach. Well, they're in year 2, not year 1. They were not good at all last year in his first year. Daddy-O, we got to decide on a number 1 running back. Unfortunately, that means there are going to be transfer portal movements from the others. Hey, it's the nature of the beast. You got to find a guy, though. Got to find a guy. Travis Ford says, Brock is making the point. I'm not hurt because of Arkansas' success. I just don't see us setting up a scheme and identity that'll get us to that level in a decent amount of time. It sounds as though we will have to wait until if South Carolina can be 5-star 2D roster. How do you know what the scheme is 4 weeks in? That is mind-blowing. Like, the whole playbook's just figured out. Like, we've shown everything through 4 weeks. Like, do you – I don't know. Like, do you think they're running the offense they want to run? Do they have the personnel to run the offense they want to run? That's my question. Do they have it? I mean, this offense was dog shit last year, too. It was dog shit the year prior. What made you think it was going to be elite this year? Maybe it ain't scheme, bro. Like, there's been multiple schemes that have come through here that ain't worked. Maybe it's not. I'm just throwing out a playing devil's advocate for you. Maybe it's not scheme. Luke RJ, Chris, he says, Chris, do you read any of the Gamecock message boards? No, I do not. No, I do not. Contrary to popular belief, by the way. No, I do not. Nah, bro. I think that Gamecock Central, the Big Spur, those guys do an incredible job. They do a great job. I don't have time, bro, to peruse message boards. I really don't. I really don't, man. I am making content constantly. So, no, I don't have time to peruse. And no, most certainly I do not. The only message board I'm on is the Big Cock Club message board. Let's see. Phil says in the Big Cock Club Discord, that's exactly why I question the coordinator hires. No experience in the Power 5. I love to hire a Beamer, but surround him with experienced coaches at this level. Clayton White seems like a great hire so far, but I think the approach was flawed. That's a fair take. That's a fair take. Hey, yeah, that's a little, that's fair to question that. I'll say that. Fair to question it. Phil, I apologize. Sometimes I minimize the TDC questions, the Big Cock Club Discord, and I forget to bring it back up. I apologize. J-Rock, I'm just being honest with the bubble colors, man. I apologize. I'm just being honest. Sorry. Suck to suck. Let's see. Lance Player says, apple and bush lattes. That's what I do. Me and you both, my friend. Me and you both. Justin Mass says, it's far too early to start predicting what happened next year. I think it takes more than 4 games to insert a new offense. I'm looking forward to seeing adjustments. Same. Wow, what a rational take. What a rational take. Travis Ford, who says, who would know? Travis will not let it go. Travis is like, I'm going to be right, damn it. He says, I have to assume that what he shows is what he wants to be. Then he says, I don't know what our identity is. I have to think that he's showing what he has and what he wants to be. Satterfield's a career journeyman. Again, is Satterfield a perfect play caller, offensive coordinator? I don't know yet. But to insinuate or pretend like he's falling short of expectations thus far with this stacked offensive roster is lunacy. At least acknowledge that side of it. That's all I'm asking. I think Travis Ford would just recycle OCs every year if he could. Every year. I mean, you're ready to fire the guy 4 games in. It's very funny to me. It's very funny. Hunter Johnson says, what's up? Score predictions. I've got South Carolina 24, Troy 13. J-Rock, it's really not that personal, J-Rock. I just don't want a freaking Android. Like J-Rock is in his feelings about this iPhone versus Android thing. John Gibbs says, call it like it is. Shane Beamer doesn't have to be great with his X's and O's. He needs to be a CEO while still having a scheme. If he hires the right people around him, we will be successful. He may have already had them, just got to give him time. Yeah, I agree. Roy Gwynn says, I think Marcus Satterfield's pretty good at the job. We just have to get some talent on offense. Yeah, that too. Again, if you want to come at Marcus, that's fair. That's fair. That is fair. That is very fair. But it's not just him. It's not just him. There are multiple issues. Guys need to go make plays. To hell with the play. Go make a play. Holy shit, go block a guy. This ain't rocket science. It's football. You catch it, you throw it, you block. It's not rocket science, bro. 3rd and 1, run, you get a yard. I don't give a damn what the play call is. Alabama's O-line would have gotten the yard. right, let's jump back to the phone line. We
Call
got
from-
Phil calling in. Phil, what's going on, my guy? How are you?
Pretty good, Chris. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's up?
Just went on my lunch break. I'm headed to GameStop to pick up the new FIFA that just dropped today. FIFA
Hey,
22.
there you go. We know what Phil's doing this weekend.
Oh yeah. I'm super busy with the rugby supporters group.
Gotcha.
But yeah, in the I will be playing FIFA at every available hour.
Yeah. By the way, side
It
note,
is,
I know you already knew this, but I saw where Carolina Rugby, their game got postponed tomorrow due to what? Was it East Carolina they were playing having COVID issues? Somebody, I forget who they were playing.
Travel problems.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. ECU was going to travel down, but they had some COVID problems. That's just, another casualty, a sports casualty to the COVID issues with around the world. Unfortunately, just add that to the list. But yeah, hopefully they'll come back strong. I'd love for them to play some sort of local team, but it might be too late on that just to throw it in the schedule. But yeah, that sucks for them. Point of my calling in, if you recall, this would have been, heck, it was like a year ago at this, well, maybe 9 months ago when they made the Satterfield hire. I called in and I was fired up. It might be the most fired up I've ever been on your show. Just being really, really upset with the hire, like bewildered really, because if you're going to hire a first-year head coach, and we believe in the guy, there's this great backstory of, how awesome it is that he's now the Carolina coach because he cut his teeth here. He's one of us, born in the state, coached here during a successful era for Carolina football. All of that, fantastic, perfect. Young guy, hungry, that sort of thing, dream job. But then with that idea, my thought was like, okay, we're going to go cheap on a head coach and bring in a guy that, wants to be here. So surround him with the best SEC caliber type of coordinators so he can really be the CEO and let these coordinators go to work and do the best that they can possibly do because they've proven it at other big schools. That's not what we got, okay, with Satterfield. I think I called him the fucking lunch errand boy for Joe Brady at the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just so upset. So, fast forward 4 weeks in. I mean, it's still early, guys, right? But, you got to give Beamer time. I don't understand the approach of surrounding him with guys that have never proven it at the Power 5 level, but it kind of is what it is.
You have to trust him, right? You don't have much of a choice, right?
Right. That's right. Exactly. We have to just kind of go with what we have. What I would have preferred to see, and it's really no point in mentioning it because we already are where we are. I wanted to see, like you've been talking about, even if our roster is not very good, even if our team kind of stinks right now because it's year one, I wanted to see some razzle dazzle, man. What Ole Miss has with their offense. Freaking chuck it down the field, try to find as many playmakers as humanly possible, get them the ball and just, towards the field and have a lot of fun. I want to see fun football. And when they go out there for 3 and outs constantly and nothing seems to be working right on offense, it makes me want to turn the damn channel is what it makes me want to do. It's painful to watch. So,
That's fair.
I'll tell you another
That's fair.
thing. What is the religious phrase that people use sometimes? It's like, if he can lead you to it, he can lead you through it.
Right.
Well, a lot of people are going to have to remember that if we lose to Troy this weekend. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be a complete meltdown to these people that think we're much better than we are. Those people are going to need to take a chill pill after this game if we lose, for sure.
I just don't even. I'm telling you, Phil, we joked about it a few days ago, but if that happens,
Yep.
I'm logging off till Monday. I'm off. Sorry.
I don't blame you.
I don't want to hear from you. You know what I do?
Like,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now,
I was just going to say that it seems like it's almost like the knives are going to be out. But it's so strange. It's like, don't people understand that this is year 0, year 1 in the Beamer era? why do we have to, if we lose a game like this, why do we have to look at it like we've got a clear house when we've just hired a head coach, 9 months ago or something?
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess it's just the instant gratification society that we have, and Twitter and all these idiots on there that, basically just want likes and eyeballs on their little comments. So it's frustrating. I don't think this coach would get more time if Twitter was not around and that sort of thing.
Mm.
People would be more patient, I feel like, because in reality, who do you think we are, and what program do you think we support? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this roster. We're not very good right now, so why would you expect us to win games against Georgia or, not be in a close game with ECU, that sort of thing? Guys, we're at the bottom of the mountain, so we got a long way to climb. So for people to be, like, upset and say fire Beamer at this point, I question their sanity, number one, and it's just really annoying, number two.
Yeah. Well said, Phil. Well said. I hear you. Phil coming in with the passion today. I love that.
Brother.
Love a passionate Phil.
All right, brother.
Thanks so much,
I'll
man.
talk to you soon. Go Cox.
Yes, sir. Go Cox. Love it. Passionate Phil on a Friday. I'll tell you this. With that being said, South Carolina should beat Troy. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. But, hey, at this point right now, going in this game, the reality is you are a beat East Carolina by a last-second field goal football team. That's just who you are. So to expect and suggest that South Carolina should go out there and beat Troy by 28, 35 points is a little crazy in my mind. I would love to see it happen. Would love to see it happen. But I don't know that you're there quite yet. With that being said, again, I'm still very bullish and optimistic about these next 3 weeks. You got to take care of business tomorrow, but you beat Troy. You should beat Vandy. Tennessee's a swing game. I mean, it can happen. You can be 5-2. You can be 5-2. To what he said about the coordinators, hey, that's fair. Listen, that's very fair. When fans were underwhelmed at the hire of Marcus Satterfield and Clayton White, for that matter, when they were underwhelmed about those hires, I don't blame you. I get it. I get it, because what you were told was, you're going to hire a guy in Shane Beamer who's never been a head coach, but you're going to surround him with elite coordinators. And not to say Marcus Satterfield and Clayton White can't be elite, because Clayton White's already shown he's crushing it. But, I mean, they're unknowns. They're unknowns, especially at this level. Your entire staff's unknowns. So I understand Phil's that take. I understand that take. I do. I understand that take. And I will say this too. I love fans' passion. I love fans' passion. That's what makes Gamecock fans great. That's what gives someone like me the ability to do what I do on a daily basis. I guess I'm just here to inject some bit of perspective. Some bit of perspective and just a realistic view and outlook, guys, of I know it sucks right now in the short term. Losing like you lost last Saturday sucks. But you do have to keep in mind, like, it's going to be a process. It's year one. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be a process. It's just, this is not going to be an instant results kind of thing. It's just not. It's just not. Travis Schwartz, is not about winning and losing. It's about the offensive formations and scheme and identity. Travis, are you an offensive coordinator? Are you a football coach? Because you seem to know a lot about offense and scheme and identity and all that. I mean, I'm genuinely asking. Because as much as you've talked about scheme and identity this week, you've got to be a football coach of some sort. You have to be. You have to be. He said this offense looks like Muschamps at a formation scheme level. This offense looks nothing like it did last year. He also says hard to envision recruiting the wide receivers we need when they turn on the TV and see us ramming our head against the wall at the middle. Did we not throw the ball at all last week? I thought we did. Maybe I missed that. Travis, are you a football coach? I'm not asking that to be a dick, but you've talked so much about scheme this week. School me on scheme. School me on scheme and identity because, damn it, you have spent the entire week telling us about scheme. What do you know about scheme outside of playing Madden? Come on, dog. Come on, dog. I respect it. I respect going after Satterfield, and that's totally fine. But again, just putting it in year one on scheme and identity is bullshit, bro. It's everybody. It's everything. Personnel, execution, those are also issues. And if you lose to Troy tomorrow, it won't be because Marcus Satterfield called a bad game. It'll be because your players didn't go out and play and go win. You should be able to go out against Troy with no coach and win the game. There's not a coach on that damn staff that is going to lose the game to Troy. There's not. Players win games. Coaches lose them, but players win games, not coaches. And if you need to out-scheme Troy, you've got way bigger problems than we all thought. You have way bigger issues, my guy. Way bigger issues. Again, hey, I respect Travis Ford's opinion. He's had it all week. I get it. Marcus Satterfield has earned all the criticism he's getting. But, man, when you just bring up scheme and identity day after day after, show me the credentials because you must be a damn football coach. Why do you keep saying uncle? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm not saying that Marcus Satterfield might not turn out to be a complete slapdick and in over his head. But how do you know that 4 games? Hey, tomorrow's big, right? Got to see some adjustments. But, I mean, listen, Travis, if you're so smart about scheme and identity, can you send Shane Beamer an email of your playbook? I mean, I'm not even bullshitting. Send him the email of your playbook. I mean, come on, man. Oh, man. Watch Baylor, West Virginia 2013, he says. Baylor's scheme is where we have to get. I mean, I can go watch Ole Miss highlights right now and tell you we need to do that more. I mean, again, did Marcus Satterfield call a great game? Has he called great games all season? He hasn't been as good, but I guess I just try to think of it from like his shoes, and he's trying to call plays with this roster he has. And he's like, I've got some guys that can't even execute the simplest of things. We got offensive linemen that just can't block a dude standing right in front of them. I've tried to be nice about the offensive line stuff because, I've had John Strickland on. I've had Mike Matulis. We've talked offensive line. I'll give offensive linemen credit till I'm blue in the face. But holy shit, bro. Holy shit. Sometimes I think, that's one of the things that irks me about football and football dudes in general. It's like, bro, this shit ain't that hard. It's not that complex. Block the man in front of you. And again, of course, I say that tongue-in-cheek because I know it's more to it than that. I know that. But I just imagine Marcus Satterfield's trying to call plays. I mean, hell, he's calling a play on his own 1-yard line, which he gets slammed for, by the way. He and Beamer both. But they're calling a play that's max protect and Georgia rushes 4, and they still get there? Is that on coaching, or is it on players not making plays? So again, go at Satterfield, totally fine. What he says, we're running the same scheme and identity that Muschamp did. Well, I'll be damned. We're running the same. Oh, you're saying we're taking Muschamp's players and the things look very similar. No shit. It's the same players. You don't have the players to run Ole Miss's offense or Baylor's offense or West Virginia's offense or Oklahoma's offense, which I think they more than likely want to run. I mean, Beamer came in as an offensive guy. He's an offensive guy. Beamer said when he got hired, Oklahoma, they run the football. They run the hell out of the football. Hey, the scheme and the identity looks a lot better when your O-line can open a freaking hole. Players have to go make plays, man. Like, I'm just blamed. Everybody deserves blame in that offensive room, but Marcus Satterfield's not the only guy that deserves the blame, bro. Like, players have to go make plays. You can't just blame it all on coaching. Even when I look back at the Muschamp era, like, in game, sometimes guys just didn't make plays. Their biggest knock was development. They couldn't take talent they got in and develop it into productive college football players. You're not going to know that about this staff until year 3, 4, 5. You're just not going to know. You're not going to know this year. Again, if they go out there and look like shit tomorrow on offense, hey, Marcus Satterfield's the one getting paid a lot of money to make that offense go. I get it. I get it. But it's just hard for me to not put some accountability on the players. They're on scholarship to make plays. They get treated like damn kings in that facility they're in. Let's share the blame for everyone. Everyone deserves the blame. Got to go make plays when they're there. Got to go make plays when they're there, man. That's all I'm saying. Go, hey. Give Marcus Satterfield the criticism he deserves. I get it. Like, I'm not saying not. Give Satterfield the criticism he deserves. But also put it on the players that ain't making the damn plays, man. That's it. That's it. And I guess my thought, too, is like innocent until proven guilty. I just – Muschamp was a proven loser and a proven destroyer of quarterbacks and a proven guy who could not do anything offensively. Again, I'm not saying Marcus Satterfield's some genius or that he's going to be great here. I'm not saying he might turn out to be terrible. But you don't know that 4 games in. Nobody does. Nobody does. And, hey, tomorrow, hey, got to make the adjustment. That's it. Bottom line. Got to be better in game making the adjustment. That's it. Got to be better in game making the adjustment. But players also got to execute and make plays. That's it. They got to make plays. They've got to make plays. And 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. Again, I love Travis Ford's comments. I love him. I love the banter. Beauty's in the banter. I'd also love to hear, too, though, like, if you think the identity and the scheme stinks, fine. What should it be then? What should it be? Let me remind you, you can't block a soul, okay? You're not running for more than 2.5 yards per carry. Should you be an air it out 50 times a game team? Should you be, like, what should the identity be? What should it be? And I mean, to say you should have got this guy, you should have got that guy for OC, hey, you got Marcus Satterfield. There ain't no point even looking back at it. You got who you got. Like I said, put blame on Sat. I'm not saying even put all the blame on the players. Hey, it's the coach's job to put them in the best possible position to win. But blame is shared with everyone because there's been some bad play calls. There's been some bad execution. It's been everybody. It's been everybody, you know? It's been everyone. I kind of, you know what? What's interesting, I don't know what kind of offense people thought we had coming in the year. Yes, we had very good running backs. We thought we had a good offensive line. But I will say this, if you would have told me that Luke Doty would have missed basically the first 3 games, would have been coming off basically a broken foot, and yeah, I probably would have told you we were probably going to struggle offensively a bit. Yeah, I would have probably said that. As receivers, we ain't got them. We ain't got them. Until proven otherwise, hey, Josh Van's emerged. Jalen Brooks has done some nice, but realistically, we ain't got him. We ain't got him. We ain't got him. So if we can't run the ball, we're screwed. Mark Regal says, man, as I said, we have the players. It don't take a genius to see they aren't put in position to win. Play calling's been worse this year. No way around it. People thought we were a running team. I don't know what roster y'all think we have, bro. Listen, we've had some good recruiting classes, and I'm not even putting it on Beamer, bro, but they were not developed to be great. They were not developed to be good college football players. Many of them weren't. That's why they're not here anymore, the coaching staff. That's why they're not here. But I don't know, man. Like, do y'all pay attention to anything they say nationally, where they rank our position units coming into the season? I mean, there's a reason most of them were ranked near the bottom. I'm not trying to say we got a roster full of scrubs, but to insinuate we have a roster that we've somehow underachieved at this point is wild to me. Wild. Flat out wild. People look at Dak Joyner, I bet, and still think he's a great football player. He's not. He's not. It's okay. I like Dak, but he's not. He's not. Or Trey Smith. He's not. Just keep going down the list of guys who came here that are good. No, they're not. Just because they play for your favorite team does not mean they are. And I hate to just like single out those guys. We've got enough players to win 6 games, and we can still very well do that. But if we do that, Shane Beamer did a hell of a job with a roster that's really not his. A bunch of recruits that are not his, I should say. All right, let's jump back to the phone.
Call from.
Mark Regal.
Oh, this should be fun.
To accept. Goodbye. Your call.
And he hung up. Mark, call back in. Call back in, Mark. Damn it, Mark. Call. I want to hear Mark. Tell you, we lose one game to UK and shit just hits the fan, bro. Hits the fan. Again, I'm not like trying to, John says the realists hear you, it's okay. I'm not trying to like shit on our team. But I'm also trying, again, life's all about expectations. It's all about expectations. It's when you let your expectations get carried away.
Call from.
Matthew.
Matthew, what's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
I just wanted to ask a question, I guess, through you and to the audience. With the same exact circumstances that this year has gone, that we have gone through this year, the same quarterback changes and the same exact roster, where do you think, and I guess the audience think, Mike Bobo's record would have been right now if he would have stayed?
Yeah, I would. I think 2-2 would still be. I mean, you certainly wouldn't have beaten Georgia. I mean, let's go ahead and just get rid of that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be honest with you, man. I still think you'd be 2-2. Again, I think people just have a very hard time comprehending that Kentucky hasn't out-recruited you, but they've out-developed the hell out of you. Like, top to bottom, they're a better college football team, which that's what it's about. You play a college football game with college football players, not high school recruits, college football players. Like, again, I mean, I think that's what's driven the insanity this week is people just cannot come to grips with that Kentucky's actually a decent team. I don't know why that's so hard to wrap your head around. Like, so yeah, if Bobo was here, would the running game be better? I would have to imagine so. Maybe the ECU game isn't as close, but I think 2-2 is about right. I think 2-2 is about right.
I don't see any changes in the record either. Maybe we would have played a little tighter. And I'm not a Marcus Satterfield hater yet. And, you know, I don't like how Bobo left us hanging last year anyway. But I just think it's a little unfounded for people to be hating on offensive coordinator right now when, you know, we have receivers dropping screen passes on a 4th and 1 play, you know.
It's almost like people forget that we scored 16 points against Kentucky last year with Shi Smith and a prolific running game. So, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, how are we going to be better on offense this year? You know, I mean, again, I totally get the frustration. I'm not saying you're wrong to be frustrated, but let's at least give them the opportunity to make the adjustment tomorrow and through the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Thanks for the call, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for calling in. Appreciate it. 843-790-3372. Great stuff. Great perspective. Great call. We'll love to take more of them. Mark, if Mark Regal wants to call back in, I'd love to have him. Because, again, listen, I don't want to sit here. I don't want to. We know the realities of year one, the roster, the rebuild. I don't want to sit here all season long and dog our roster, dog our play. I don't want to do that. Because we do have some really good individual players, just top to bottom. I mean, top to bottom. But we got some good individual players. And, hey, it's the job of Sat, Clayton White, Beamer, all those coaches to get the most out of what we got. But it isn't like we played a terrible defense last week either, folks. It isn't like we played a terrible defense. That's not to make an excuse and say, well, what you did offensively is okay, because it's not. But have a little perspective. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. If you go out tomorrow and score 14 against Troy, hey, then we can have a different conversation next week. We can have a different conversation. But right now, I'm very eager and anxious to see how we respond to adversity. As a football team, especially as an offense. Especially as an offense. You got to respond to adversity the right way. Got to respond the right way. Insane how much we've taught OC this week. I mean, it's insanity. Like, I get it. Makes for great content. But it's insane. J-Rock Media says Dakereon Joyner was decent at passing the ball. The problem was they did not want to take the time to help him develop. He should have never been a wide shooter. I mean, yeah, the last we all understand the last staff and what happened, and you know, it's I hate to say this, but Dak Joyner probably should have transferred. Like, I think when he looks back on his career in 10 years, he'll say, you know what? As much fun as I had being an SEC football player, if I really wanted to play quarterback and have a real shot, I should have transferred. I think that probably would have been the best decision for him. Just my take. Just my take. Going to be a process. Got to be patient. 843-790-3372. Love the passion, by the way, on a Friday. Love it. Keep bringing the heat, folks. And I'll bring it right back to you. Questions, comments, calls, your thoughts, all on the other side of the break, guys. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I want to continue to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the game tomorrow? Gamecocks taking on the Troy Trojans. 3:30 kick at Willie B. I've got South Gunna 24, Troy 13 in a double-digit win. How you guys feeling about the game? Also, TSUS tailgate at Seawells. Spots 93 to 96. We'll be out there on 11 a.m. Looking forward to seeing you all. Cold Bush Lattes will be deleted. Also, quick reminder, check out the podcast that dropped this morning. Episode 509. Locking in my official prediction. I go in depth on everything. So, again, want to hear from you guys. Let's see. Jesse Jacob says, give a shout out to Madison Johnson, Clemson fan tuning in. Hey, it sucks to suck, Clemson. Welcome to our world. Hey, on the bright side, by the way, we've been having our normal banter, if you will. I'm still very bullish, optimistic on this football team, on this season, on Shane Beamer, believe it or not, Marcus Satterfield. I still think there's a lot to play for. I mean, the fact I'm having to say this going into week 5 is nuts, but yeah, I think you will beat Troy tomorrow. I think you have a very good chance to beat Tennessee, and I think you have a very, very great chance to beat Vanderbilt. So let's all cool it a little bit. I mean, it's still you could very well start 5-2. No amount of bitching and moaning will change the score of last weekend. Go out there to win tomorrow. Winning cures all. So I'm excited to watch the boys play tomorrow and get a big dub. And hey, dub's a dub. Hey, you win. Guess what, guys? You win tomorrow, you surpass last year's win total. How about that? You win tomorrow, you surpass last year's win total. Isn't that something? Perspective. Just trying to inject some perspective, folks. So perspective is a beautiful thing. My favorite word in the English language. Daddy-O says Cox 28, Trojans 10. I like it. J-Rock says, who's pumped for the toilet bowl with UConn and Vandy? God. Tickets are going for they should pay people to go. I mean, damn, they're charging $1 for a ticket. It's like, no, we'll just pay you to show up. That's how bad that game's going to be. I got the under in that one. I think that's going to be the college football's greatest pillow fight this season. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Jesse, glad I could help, my friend. Glad I could help. Sit Dog 9 says 27-20 Cox. I'll ask you this. I'll actually switch it up, pose this question. Because here's not what I fear, just what I know. I don't know what score South Carolina would have to win by tomorrow to make Gamecock fans less miserable going into Tennessee. We'll put it that way. Because if you go out there and win by the score I've predicted, which I think is very realistic, again, guys, you're a 6.5-point favorite. If you go win 24-13, I don't know many Gamecock fans that are going to be thrilled, if that makes sense. You know? So give me an answer. What's the score? What's the margin of victory? What's the point scored offensively that South Carolina has to accumulate for you to be happy, to be content, to be, still optimistic, I guess, or if you're not optimistic now, to turn yourself optimistic moving forward? Because if you're expecting a 49-7 win, that ain't happening. Nathan says Gamecocks rush for over 150. I'd love that, man, but it's so hard to predict that at this point when you've rushed for 83 yards in 3 FBS games combined, it's hard to think this O-line paves the way for 150. I hope it happens, but it's hard to think so. It really is. Travis Ford says, I don't care if we win or lose if we're showing the recruits an offensive identity that will help us going forward. You know what I'd do? If I was Satterfield, here's what I'd do. I'd go out there and just chuck it deep every play. Just for you guys.
Call from
Slump to the phone lines real quick.
Luke RJ.
Luke RJ. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Well, not much, just hanging out on a Friday, man. What's going on?
All right, so I love to call in after Phil calls in, and I was just thinking that he hated the hire with Satterfield. He was all fired up, but did we all really expect to be ranked around 100 in the nation in all offensive categories?
Did we expect that, you're saying?
Yeah, even with Satterfield, do we expect to be that bad around 100 worst?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what I expected. I'll tell you what I first expected. I didn't expect Luke Doty to get hurt. So that threw a wrench into things. I expected the running game to be worth a damn. That hasn't happened. So I don't know how to quantify what I expected versus where we'd be ranked offensively. Did I think we'd be an offensive juggernaut? No, I didn't. I expected the receivers to be not our strength. But I expected Luke Doty's athleticism to be the biggest game changer. Unfortunately, we have not had that. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that have happened, I guess, that I did not expect. But I certainly didn't expect us to be some offensive juggernaut, especially early in the season. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't. Even with Satterfield, I wasn't thrilled with it either. But I didn't expect us to be this bad in the rankings through 4 games.
Well, because nobody expected the running game to be so bad. I mean, it's baffling, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking forward, this is what you do for your job, your business and everything. If we take those same offenses into Tennessee, at Tennessee, your swing games, Missouri and Auburn, I think were some of the other ones, and then all the ones you picked a loss. I mean, what if we do that? I don't really, looking ahead, people say we're 2-2. It's not all that bad, but looking ahead with what you do, can you see us winning any of those games if we put out the same product on offense?
Well, I mean, Luke RJ, you make the point of if you take that exact same offense you showed like last week and thus far into those games, well, if you do that, then you haven't made progress week to week. And if you do that, then you have not had a successful year. I mean, I don't think anybody would argue that. So, again, I'm still, I guess, strangely optimistic going into tomorrow and this 3-game stretch, because I'd like to think as Luke Doty gets healthier and the season progresses, like I'd like to think under Beamer we are going to make strides week to week. Yeah, no kidding. You have to. You have to. Yeah, if you take that exact offense you had in week 1, or not even week 1, I mean last week, yeah, you might win one more game. Maybe. So, yeah. You got to improve. There's no question. You got to improve week to week. Again, if you don't improve week to week, I think that's all people want to see. Whether you win 6, you win 7, you win 5, whatever, but people want to see that progression. It's like, okay, from week 1 to week 13, we got better as a football team week to week. So, yeah, you got to get better. There's no question you have to get better, for sure. If you stall out now, you did not have a successful year.
Well, yeah, I mean, but if you look at week 4, Kentucky was a better team and a better defense, but you could say we looked worse on offense against Kentucky than we did ECU,
You could say that. I mean, statistically, sure. I mean, you scored 13 offensive points against East Carolina. One of them was a pick 6. I mean, yeah, you looked worse against Kentucky. I mean, it was both of them were bad. Both of them were bad. That's kind of the way I'd look at it.
I got a last thing for you. Is
Yeah.
you asked about the offense, and you said, what do you think we should do? Everybody's I just think if we're not a passing team, but we're not a running team either. And if we're trying to be a power run team, that's not working. So I would think, 4 wide with the running back or 5 wide every single play. And if you run with the 4 wide and a running back. But I don't think that's in his playbook. And there may be a couple plays for that, but I don't think his scheme is gonna just run out of those formations the whole game.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they got to make an adjustment. There's no question. I agree with you. It's the kind of funny point you make, though. We're not a running team. We're not a throwing team. Well, then that makes us not a very good offense, I guess. Now you got to figure something out. That's why I said yesterday, fail fast offensively. You can't just keep trying to be stingy in the run game. Like, at some point, maybe we're not built to be a throwing team, but damn it, we might have to just throw it to try to win. That's it. I think fans will be able to appreciate that more if you do try to make an adjustment and do something different. So,
yeah, man, I appreciate you taking my call. Love the show, and have a good day, man.
Yeah, Luke, I appreciate you, man. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Thank you so much. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Mark, call back in. We were just on this call. That's why I wasn't able to get to you. If you want to call in right now, though, I can take your call. 843-790-3377. J-Rock Media says if the offense doesn't improve, we're a 3-9 or 4-8 ball club. Yeah, and again, if you don't improve week to week, you didn't have a good season to begin with, because that was the minimum expectation coming in. Hey, however many games you win, just get better week to week. Just get better week to week. Show progress. Nathan says, I expected to be able to run the ball and the O-line would be a strength. I expected the defense to be not as good. By the way, Chase Youngblood in the TDC Questions channel says 27-21 Gamecocks. Jaheim Bell, 125 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's got it right at that spread. All right, let's see the phone lines here real quick.
Call from
Tyler.
Tyler, what's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. Hey, so to answer your question when you were asking about how many points you think we need to win by, I think these, Satterfield homers who were just disgusted with his play calling and wants him to, pack his bags and get out of Columbia are expecting like a 42-7 type game tomorrow. Well, that's not going to happen. They have done nothing through 4 weeks that is going to show anybody that we're going to be able to put up 40 points on anybody other than Eastern Illinois. A good competitive game tomorrow with, more aggressive play calling, taking more shots down the field, keeping the perspective that, we've been talking about, the last couple of weeks, and especially this week after everybody seems to have lost their mind over the Kentucky loss. A 28-10 ball game, that's, that means there's been improvement. We're scoring more than, 13 points.
Yeah.
You got to crawl before you walk,
I mean, I'll tell you this, man. I think just getting a win tomorrow. I know people will scoff at that, but it's a 6.5-point spread, man. I mean, you win by double digits. I think you had a pretty good day. But yeah, I think 28-10 would be a fantastic score. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's real, and that's to me what I think realistically what we're looking at with what we have. Hopefully some guys, step up and the offensive line can penetrate and get some of these running backs that we got going. But, I don't see it happening, man. I think the scheme may be a little too complex for some of these guys. It's like an NFL scheme. They're running like a zone scheme, and these guys didn't do that last year, man. And, what we haven't talked about is, Adam Prentice was the unsung hero of that running game last year, him being that fullback. He did a lot of cleaning up, getting dirty blocks and getting, Kevin Harris, yards. And we led this is a cool statistic. I don't know if you know this or not, but we led the SEC last year in yards before contact. So Kevin Harris would run for like 6 or 7 yards before he'd even get contacted last year.
Wow.
So a lot of that has to do with the offensive play calling, with the run block and stuff like that. So, I mean, if that's the case, get Jaheim Bell as like your super back in there and your fullback to help him kind of clean it up and get him the ball. You know what I mean?
I did not know that statistic. That is very telling. And yeah, I mean, again, tip your cap to Mike Bobo. The dude knew how to draw up run scheme. I mean, he might be many things, but damn it, he can call up a run play. So,
Yep. And, the cross benefit analysis, like a corporate world, you take the good and the bad of Bobo. And when he comes to you and says, Auburn gives me, this much money, instead of Shane saying, well, I think you should take it, I really think Shane should have kind of, took a step back and, gave him the money to stay, because I do think we're 3-1 if Bobo is calling plays. I just think that, with the other additions that we've had, with Step coming in and getting Van and Brooks kind of developed and making them better, overall ball players, that'll open up the passing game as well. And then the running game will be able to go, just as well as it was last year. But I don't know. That's just me. I think some people are overreacting. They're all knee-jerk and everybody's wanting to be, 4-0. Well, we're not a 4-0 football team. We're a 6-6 football team, the best this year. And that's just the bottom line. And everybody just has really got to tone back their expectations, man.
Well said. Hey, well said. I think you hit on some great points there, man.
Like,
Go ahead.
Yeah, but anyways, I'll let you go, bro. But good show as always. And like I said, I'll be out there again tomorrow. I'll try to stop by there and see you tomorrow afternoon.
Awesome, man. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Thanks. A lot of great points there. A lot of great points. Yeah, it was a great call. 843-790-3337. Less than 10 minutes to go here on a Friday. Luke RJ says this caller definitely reads the Gamecock message board. That's where he got the stat about the running back. Well, maybe that's why I didn't know it. I didn't know that. That's pretty wild. I did not know that. Nathan says, I agree. 3-1 with Bobo. Don't think the ECU game would have been as close either. Isn't it crazy, man? Isn't it crazy? People hated Bobo just a little bit ago, and now they're like, man, we'd be so much better with him. I mean, I guess if you want to say the running game would have flourished a lot more in the Kentucky game, maybe so, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. Got a text here. People will have to understand both sides of the coin. There will always be a portion of fans who accept the performance so far because of no Power 5 experience. The other portion will say they shouldn't have been hired in the first place with no Power 5 experience. It is what it is. Phil brings up a great point. Fans have always been impatient, but Twitter allows someone with no authority to get in the ear of the decision makers. The sad thing is we've found over time, that those decision makers actually listen to the nonsense. He also says, if I hear scheme one more time, I'm going to flip. A zone run concept is not a difficult NFL strategy. High school teams run it because it's designed for teams with weak offensive lines. So. We actually have a voicemail, by the way. Let's hear this voicemail. I think somebody called in and tried to get in. Let's hear the voicemail real quick. This is just left.
Hey man, this is Mark Rigo.
This is Mark Rigo.
Had
okay.
to call back. This is the weekend where I think we should get an easy.
Oh, here we go. A call overrides
Call
the
from-
voicemail. Sorry.
Tyler.
Tyler, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking, man. What's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to make the point that I think one of the big problems with the O-line this year is we don't have that guy on the outside the teams actually fear. I guess Josh Van, you could say, stepped up this year a little bit. But we had Shi Smith last year. I think people are forgetting that if you're a defensive coordinator, you're stacking the box first and second down every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Third down, you can drop back. But, I mean, you're pretty much playing man-to-man on the outside, and you're going to stack the box if you're playing against us every single game this year because we don't have that guy.
Yeah. I mean,
don't know your thoughts about that.
how else would you attack the Carolina offense? I mean, yeah, that's
know.
1,000%. I'm just saying that's 1,000% what I'd do as a D coordinator too. It's like, we'll stack the box, prove to us you can beat us through the air. That's it.
Yep.
And that's it. I mean,
yeah, and I think the problem is we had Shi last year, and that would help us a little bit. At least we at least had a threat downfield, and we just don't have it.
well, and
So,
especially
they're just going to totally stack it.
yeah, especially those first couple of weeks when Shi Smith was hauling in like 10, 12 catches. I mean, they had to respect him,
Yep. It's
So,
killing us.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
we just don't have the
yeah.
It's going to be recruiting.
Yeah. I mean, and you look at, I think that's why against Georgia, you were able to get some of those big plays down there because, hey, Josh Van just went and won a one-on-one matchup. But I guess that's what you're going to get a lot of. So, hey, maybe if we need to throw it more and just take those chances, I'm down for it. Hey, if maybe our wide receiver room's unproven, but like I said, you're on scholarship to make plays, so go make plays. You know, give them a chance. Give them a chance one-on-one. To hell with it. So.
And if there's any time we need to go to the tight end, it needs to be this weekend.
Yeah.
Because this is just pretty ridiculous. We're not using them, and we definitely got to use them this weekend, especially when we have the big visitor coming in.
Yep.
You know,
yep. You certainly don't. You're certainly not going to tailor your entire offensive game plan around a recruit coming in. But yeah, and just even outside of that, it's just the tight end position. Those guys are too good of football players and not getting them the ball more. You got to get them involved. Got to get them involved.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate the call,
Thanks,
man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great stuff. 843-790-3377. Been a great one here on a Friday, guys. I appreciate y'all. Seriously, man. The interaction, the calls. You guys are what make the Daily Crow what it is. You guys are what make this thing fun. So, again, thank you all so much. Like I said, guys, I'm locked in with my score prediction. I've got the Gamecocks getting the W 24-13. I think it will be a tough game. I think it'll be, there will be uncomfortable moments. Troy's got some solid football players, but at the end of the day, this is a game South Carolina should win. There's no doubt in my mind this is a game they should win, and I think they will win. So, got to get it done. And I think they will. Got to get it done, and I think they will. Got a couple minutes left, guys. Quick reminder, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 509. Also, like I mentioned, if you did not see on social media, thank you all for making September a record-setting month. A record-setting month. 55,657 podcast downloads in the month of September. Truly a blessing, guys. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you so much, again, for you guys' love and support. Without y'all, obviously, that would not be possible. So anyone who during the month of September took even 2 seconds to tune into the podcast, thank you. I mean, I seriously remember starting this thing and getting like 100 downloads on a show, and that was just a huge deal. So 55,000 in a month, that's a lot. That's a lot. So thank you. Thank you all, man. Thank you. It's incredible. It's incredible. Caden Gibson, how much better does our offense get with a completely healthy Doty? I think much better. This offense could desperately use his athleticism right now. Desperately use it. Desperately use that athleticism. Nathan says, I think we win. It would be great not to struggle, though. John Gibbs says it's better to fail, but being exciting to watch than to fail being shower have been the past few years. The autocorrect killing my guy, John Gibbs. I don't care if we have the players or not to take chances. Dakota Lee Centerfight says, people just need to understand it takes time to build a program like Beamer believe he can turn South Carolina around too. Apple and Android wasn't built into the company they're now in 4 weeks or even a year since people have had that debate today. ECOs and coaches can do so much. The company program rely on the players, employees to step up and help make plays and make us the program. Make us the program we believe it can be. Chris, have a great Friday. Go Cox. Yeah. I agree. Patience. Takes time. It's going to take time to build. Justin Martin says, Chris, it's going to be a minute before South Carolina to win 10 or 11 games again. Got to go get big-time ball players. That's what you had when you were winning 11 games, man. You had NFL guys all over the field. NFL guys all over the field. Nathan says, should we use both Doty and Zeb? No. No, we should not. Zeb Nolan needs to go hang up the cleats, hold the clipboard, let Luke Doty do his thing. Luke RJ says, I forgot to say on my call, if you ever want to DM Chris on social media, make sure you do. He'll respond and interact. Very good guy. Yeah, I always try to get back to every single DM, man. So, Luke RJ, I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Brennan M., before we go, 110 on the exam. Brendan, what a way to close it out. Round of applause for Brendan crushing the exam. Crushing the exam. And we crushed it today on a Friday, and the Gamecocks are going to crush it tomorrow. Ladies and gents, another great week in the books for the podcast, the Daily Crow, the content, everything else. And stay tuned, of course, for all of the content. Be sure to come out if you're going to be in the city. The TSUS tailgate at Seawells. The spot's 93 to 96. Bad weekend to be a Trojan. Going to be a bad day to be a cold bush latte or whatever cold beverage you prefer. Again, ladies and gents, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm out. Go Cox. Beat Troy. And we'll